Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is Zetec SE petrol engine in-car procedures, general information, how to use this chapter. This part of chapter 2 is devoted to in-car repair procedures on the Zetec SE petrol engine. All procedures concerning engine removal and refitting and engine blocks in the head overhaul can be found in chapter 2E. This is 2B. Refer to vehicle identification number in the reference section at the end of the manual for details of engine code location. Most of the operations included in this chapter are based on the assumption that the engine is still installed in the car. Therefore, if this information is being used during a complete engine overhaul with the engine already removed, many of the steps included here will not apply. Engine description. So this is section 1 still. The Zetec SE engine, formerly Zeta, is of 16-valve double overhead camshaft, DOHC 4-cylinder inline type, mounted transversely at the front of the vehicle. So that means perpendicular to the direction of travel. With the transmission on its left-hand end, it is available in 1.25 litre, 1.4 litre, and 1.6 litre versions. So that could be like the bore of the cylinders and the travel making the difference. Apart from the plastic timing belt covers and plastic inlet manifold, the cast iron cylinder liners of the engine, including the sump, is manufactured entirely of aluminium alloy. Caution: when tightening bolts into aluminium castings, it is important to adhere to the specified torque wrench settings to avoid stripping threads with the resultant time-consuming consequences. The crankshaft runs in The crankshaft bears or runs in 5 main bearings. The centre main bearing's upper half incorporating thrust washers control crankshaft inflow. Due to the very fine bearing clearances and bearing shell tolerances incorporated during manufacture, it is not possible to renew the crankshaft separate to the cylinder block. In fact, it is not possible to remove and refit the crankshaft accurately using conventional tooling. This means that if the crankshaft is worn excessively, it must be renewed together with the cylinder block. Caution: do not unbolt the main bearing cap ladder from the cylinder block, as it is not possible to refit it accurately using conventional tooling. Additionally, the manufacturers do not supply torque settings for the main bearing cap ladder retaining bolts. So in the Savage garage, he's taken that all off, and now it's saying that you can't put it back. The connecting rods rotate on horizontally split. The connecting rods rotate on horizontally split bearing shells at their big ends. However, the big ends are of unusual design in that their caps are sheared from the rods during manufacture, thus making each cap individually matched to its own. I've heard that connecting rod. The big end bearing shells are also unusual in that they do not have any locating tabs. I must be accurately positioned during refitting. Right. The pistons are attached to the connecting rod, like the Peugeot has those locating tabs. The pistons are attached to the connecting rods by gudgeon pins, which are an interference fit in the connecting rod small load end. The aluminium alum pistons are fitted with 3 piston rings, 2 compression rings, and an oil control ring. After manufacture, the cylinder bores and pistons are measured and classified into 3 grades, which must be carefully matched together to ensure the correct piston cylinder clearances. No oversizes are available to meet reboring. Right. After manufacture, the cylinder bores and pistons are measured and classified into 3 grades, which must be carefully matched together to ensure the correct piston cylinder clearances. No oversizes are available to permit reboring, although they're matched. The inlet and exhaust valves are each closed by coil springs. They operate in guide which are shrink fitted into the cylinder head, as are the valve seat inserts. Both camshafts are driven by the same tooth timing belt, each operating 8-foot valves via bucket tappets and shims. Each camshaft rotates in 5 bearings that are aligned bore directly in the cylinder head and the bolted on bearing caps. This means that the bearing caps are not available separately from the cylinder head and must not be interchanged with caps from another engine. Oh right, so that's another thing. There's quite a lot of things in this little description that are really, really important and you can't do. It's really like, I don't think that the man in the Savage garage really knew what he was doing when he was taking all that things apart. The water pump is bolted to the right hand end of the cylinder block beneath the front run of the timing belt and is driven by the auxiliary drive belt from the crankshaft pulley. Lubrication is by means of an eccentric rotor tri-shoulder pump, which is mounted on the crankshaft right hand end and draws oil through a strainer located in the sump. Oh my god, sorry about this. The pump forces oil through an externally mounted full flow cartridge type filter. Right, so this is now here's the deal. Repair operations possible with the engine in the car. The following work can be carried out with the engine in the car: cylinder head cover removal and refitting, timing belt renewal, timing belt tensioner and sprockets, removal and refitting, camshaft oil seals renewal, camshaft tappets and shims removal and refitting, cylinder head removal and refitting, sump removal and refitting, crankshaft oil seals renewal, oil pump removal and refitting, flywheel drive plate removal and refitting, engine transmissions mountings removal and refitting. Note: it is possible to remove the pistons and connecting rods after removing the cylinder head and sump without removing the engine. However, this is not recommended. Work of this nature is more easily and thoroughly, more accurately, with precision engineering, completed with the engine on the bench as described in chapter 2E. Right, so that completes number 1, and there was a number of like really important warnings there, weren't there? Right, yeah. So caution number 1 there, caution number 2 there. You can't take the So just going over that caution again. Do not unbolt the main bearing cap ladder from the cylinder block, as it is not possible to refit it accurately using conventional tooling. Additionally, the manufacturers do not supply torque settings for the main bearing cap ladder. There was something about the shells, weren't there, if you take the piston ones off. The big end bearing shells are also unusual in they do not have any locating tabs. It must be accurately positioned during refitting. The pistons are attached to the nodes of the cudgel pins which are an interference fitting the connecting rods small eye. So that needs to be clarified. 3 pins, silicon pistons, okay. After manufacture, the cylinder bores and positions are measured and classified. So there's 3 grades of piston and cylinder bores, and they've got to be matched. Otherwise, so you can't just go and buy replacement pistons because they're matched to the bore. Oh my goodness. And I just read that again. The water pump, repair engine. So those are the things you can do. Right. Okay. So that should be another note, really, shouldn't it? It is possible to remove the pistons and connecting rods without removing the engine. However, this is not recommended. Okay then, so hope you like this video. There's a number of points there, isn't there? that you need to read this before you start any work on the car, because you can like completely cock it up and just wasting time then. Please like this video, please subscribe to the channel so I can make some more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you in part 2, which is compression tester, and we're working through this chapter. There's some really good bits coming up, like top dead center position, cylinder head removal, so that'll be in the next videos. I'll make this into a series, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you can see more. And I really recommend anyone, before you start working on the car, the best thing to do is to read these manuals first. So just do the same thing, whatever car you've got, and record it, because otherwise you're going to be banging trouble. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.